In 1966, a group of parents joined together with the common goal of providing their hearing-impaired children with equal access to spoken language and quality education in public schools. Shortly after, the Capital Region Education Council adopted the program now known as Soundbridge as its first special education service provided to school districts.
There weren't that many kids. There were 5 to start. It's a very low incidence, high cost program, tailor-made for cooperation among school districts. It's something they cannot do on their own, but can do if they work together. One of the major correct abilities is to get people to work together, to share their resources.
Soundbridge was in the Stillman School when I first came to Creek, and Stillman was a Wethersfield public school, a school from the turn of the century. So it had its pluses and minuses.
We had about maybe 100, 150 students at that point. I taught at Hanmer Elementary School, and my first classroom was in a shower locker room. We had our academy program, and we had a very small birth to 3 program. We only had 2 audiologists, so we did not have the wealth of audiological services that we have now.
We are so pleased to be celebrating our 50th anniversary. It's 50 years of excellence in providing services and programs for children with hearing loss whose parents want them to learn to listen and use spoken language.
The 50th anniversary of Soundbridge has a lot of meaning for me because I was part of Soundbridge for 30 years. 30 of those 50 years were really developmental years, and it means very much to me that we were able to offer the range of services to meet the needs of the school systems, seeing as it was school systems who were originally the founding partners in the development of Soundbridge, to be able to give back by providing services in their home schools was an important part of the development that I went through.
The seeds were sown in the very early years for services, both audiological services and instructional services for children with hearing loss. And in the intervening years, we've been able to adapt to new technology, for one thing, and also to changes in what the needs were for those children. So, for example, cochlear implants were only approved in the United States for children in the year 2000, and very soon after that we were able to provide mapping services for them and also educational support services that were related to the fact that these children had this brand new, at the time, electroacoustic input rather than just auditory input put through hearing aids.
In this handicap, we've had a revolution as far as it no longer needs to be a disability or a handicap. Probably the only disability that has happened to, definitely in the past 30 years anyway.
You know, Soundbridge does God's work. You know, as I've said on numerous occasions, I can only imagine, you know, the conversation that goes on between parents when they find out that their child has a hearing impairment and all of the concerns that they have about the child as they're growing up. Then their child goes to Soundbridge and finds a way to communicate in such a way that all of the doors will be open for them. There's no greater gift, you know, that you can give to a child.
Because of the technology and the new pedagogical methods that we have now, the opportunities really are limitless for children who are born with hearing loss. And that makes it really exciting to be in this field today.
I can think of numerous families who at the graduation reception expressed their gratitude for what Soundbridge had done in helping their child become a literate, spoken young adult, that they always went back though, and they always reflected on their feelings at the beginning of the process when their child was 2 or 3, and how they were basically without hope at that point, and how painful that was, and now how delighted they are that, you know, 18 years later, 16 years later, there is a wonderful young man or young woman that they are truly proud of, and expect that they will go on and do wonderful things with their lives.